Local Justice, presented by Elrod Pope Law Firm, serving our community since 1980. Here's your host, attorney Ben Leader.
Welcome to Local Justice. I'm Ben Leader from Elrod Pope, and when people hear the word justice, they often think of courtrooms and legal cases, but justice also means creating opportunities, ensuring everyone in our community has a voice, and building a community where families and businesses can thrive together. From roads and public safety to economic development, parks and housing, and the future growth of our community, many of the decisions that impact our daily lives are made right here at the local level. Joining us today is Rock Hill City Council member Sarah Vining. Sarah represents Ward 6, is a small business owner, a mother, a longtime community advocate, and someone who has not been afraid to speak up on issues that she believes affect local residents and business owners. Sarah, thank you so much for your time. Welcome to Local Justice.
Me. Thank you so much.
It's a pleasure to have you on the show. I really appreciate your time this morning.
Yeah, of
and,
course.
Look forward to chatting a little bit.
Me too.
So before we talk about your role in the City Council, would love to hear a little bit more about you and your background and kind of what led you to this path of wanting to get into local politics.
Yeah, well, I am originally from Rock Hill, like yourself. I left for a good bit of time, I think about 12 years, lived in the Durham area and Charleston, and then we had our firstborn child and decided to move home. I married a man from Rock Hill too, and we came back one Food Truck Friday and saw how the town had evolved and what a beautiful city it had become, and we were ready to, move our family back home.
And did you go to Clemson, is that right?
I went to Clemson,
Okay.
got a degree in recreational therapy, and I wanted to be an art therapist. I worked for a while in the hospital system, and then decided to branch out and go into sales, which is where I learned a lot about business. And then after running a company for 8 years, I decided to start my own. So now I'm a business owner. I own the Hickory Post and run the Rock Hill Artists Collective downtown on Main Street in Rock Hill.
That's great. Well, I had a similar path where I went to Clemson and was away from Rock Hill for a good decade or so, and to come back and see how much it had transformed. Rock Hill was never something I had kind of set out to return to or to be in long term.
Agreed.
And it changed a lot during, the time I was away.
Absolutely. I was the weird art kid. I was in AP art. All my friends were artists, and I was just like, I got to get out of here. And then I came back and just to see all the things that not only the arts community had been involved with, but the economic development in town is just amazing.
Well, that's great. And I want to hear a little bit more about your business. I know you're a small business owner.
Yeah.
The Hickory Post is very well known here in town, right there on Main Street.
Yeah.
Tell us what the Hickory Post is and kind of everything that's encompassed in your business.
So the Hickory Post is a little bit of everything. We sell gifts, art, furniture, and we also do design work. We say that we foster an art-forward interior space. So we want everybody to live with local art, and we offer art that's extremely affordable from $5 all the way up. So we also, within the same space, have the Rock Hill Artists Collective, where we have 17 local artists who sell their work in our store. It's all extremely curated by me and my team, and we're just really proud of what we've built. I think we've had a few success stories, so we've become quite the incubator for small businesses.
That's great.
The first business to kind of start with us and then bloom was the Green Space Plant Company, the local wine bar downtown. The second was Ramble On Records. They started with literally a box of records in our store, and now they have their own brick and mortar. And then the most recent is Edith Lane Formal Wear, and they are close by us still. So we always say we want to help you start, grow your business, and then help you scale it and move out. So hopefully all of downtown will be just charming, beautiful, locally owned shops.
That's fantastic. And just in the 12 years that I've been practicing law around the corner from you, downtown has been revitalized so much.
Oh my
The
goodness.
restaurants,
Yes.
the stores.
Yes.
At one point there were very few options to eat at and to go to, and now it's really exciting to see the growth and the energy, and downtown is definitely the place to be.
Absolutely. And through the help of the Rock Hill Economic Development Group and folks there, we have all become like quite the family. So, I'm really good friends with Brian and the folks at Elk Ave, and clearly Whitney at Green Space. So we're all just like one big unit. McFadden's is such a gift to our downtown as well. So all the small business owners are just really friendly, and we like to work together and collaborate, which is really unique.
That's great. That's really special. And I will have to say, I think I frequent Elk Avenue as well, and I think I see you there every time we happen to cross paths.
I'm a regular. They know my order, and I'm just grateful that we have such good food in town.
That's right. So, you're back in Rock Hill. You've got a small business you're running. It's growing. You're helping other businesses scale. You've got a family of your own, a husband who's a busy doctor as well. What was it that said, hey, I want to get and dive into local politics?
Well, I have this very unique team of women that I have the pleasure of working with every day who are my cheerleaders, and they think that I'm way better than I really am. And at the time on council, there wasn't any female representation, and I'm a true believer that at all stages of government, all the way from parking to the president, we should have female leadership. So I was really driven by that. I think we offer as females a unique perspective, and for sure as mothers, I think we offer a unique perspective for taking care of citizens and really leading with empathy. And so that was a big driving force. And again, it didn't hurt that I had a gaggle of women who are all very strong business owners who were really encouraging me to run. So I really owe the success of the campaign and, the fact that I'm in this chair sitting here talking to you to them.
Yeah, well, that's great. Well, congratulations on a great campaign and a successful
Thank you.
victory.
Thank you, I appreciate that.
Absolutely, and I love hearing kind of the why behind it. You saw that void and, you stepped up, so we appreciate that. I know it's not always a glamorous role to be on the city council, and not a lot of credit is often given, but sometimes complaints are voiced more than compliments, and so I know it's not always an easy road there, and we appreciate your willingness to step up.
Yeah, thank you. What I'm really encouraging others to do is the same. If you see a problem, there's not a problem we can't solve, is what I say in my business every day. And so it may take longer than we might hope, but there really is government is problem solving. And if we come at it from that perspective, and if we look at it that it's all our roles, not just the people in positions of power, then I think it could work so much better.
Absolutely, and it's so easy to sit behind a computer and complain about things. Very different to actually throw yourself out there in a campaign and really advocate for change. And so
I had a neighbor who contacted me during the campaign, and he's very passionate and very educated and had some opinions he wanted to share with me. And then after my response, or receiving my response, he wrote back and said, I just realized that I could be doing more. And that was very humbling to both of us.
Yeah.
That once you look at it, it's really a collective effort.
That's right. Well, we're going to take a brief break from the station sponsors, and when we return, I want to dive a little bit more into the City Council and what the structure looks like and how it actually works on a daily basis.
Sounds great.
Thank you again for your time, and thank you to the viewers for tuning in to Local Justice with Sarah Vining. We'll be right back here shortly.
I was hurt. I was in need. They showed up.
In Tariq Alexander's case, somebody sideswiped him, and at the end of the day, they failed to accept any responsibility for their actions.
They didn't want to take care of my bills, my accident, my truck. My attorney said, if you want to, we can fight. So I said, hey, let's go all the way with it. And I was very pleased with what the attorneys was able to do with me and for me. I look at Ben as he's not my attorney anymore. He's more of a friend. Even to this day, if something goes wrong, I'm going to be calling him.
Reliable Healthcare is a trusted home healthcare provider. They offer services to seniors and people with disabilities. Reliable Healthcare is a non-medical agency that helps with everything from personal care assistance, housekeeping, childcare, dementia, companionship, and end of life. Reliable Healthcare provides personalized care that enables clients to maintain independence and quality of life and the security of their own homes. Reliable Healthcare, where every individual deserves to be treated with the utmost respect and compassion. Visit them on the web or on Hurlong Avenue in Rock Hill.
Coke Zero is now Coke Zero Sugar, with great Coke taste. Some people were excited to hear the news, some were skeptical. So we're not going to have the star of the show you're watching come out and say, you'll love it. No special jingle written by this week's hottest pop star. No famous internet celebs who happen to be holding the label just so. Okay, maybe just one little pour shot. The only thing that will make you believe Coke Zero Sugar has great Coke taste is trying it yourself. Ice cold Coke Zero Sugar. Try one today.
Being there for someone in their time of need is what Green Funeral Home has done compassionately for 4 generations. It's a privilege we take very seriously.
We believe each life should be honored and remembered by family and friends. Whether you choose traditional burial in our chapel or another venue, or cremation provided by our on-site crematory, we will help guide you through each step to ensure your needs are met.
We are also available to discuss pre-planning. Peace of mind that you have helped your loved one by making those difficult decisions.
When the need arises, our family is here for your family.
Welcome back to Local Justice. I'm attorney Ben Leader with the Elrod Pope Law Firm, and today I'm honored to be joined by Sarah Vining of the Rock Hill City Council. Sarah, thank you again for your time.
Yeah, thanks.
I know a lot of people are familiar with City Council in general and the elections that correspond with that, but they may not really understand the role of City Council. I know there's a lot of misconceptions out there about where y'all's role starts and ends and where the county's role starts and ends and overlap. And so why don't we start by just telling the viewers kind of exactly what the City Council does, how many members there are, and kind of how the wards are divided.
Yeah. So City Council is comprised of 6 representatives from the 6 different wards in our city. You can find the map, which I'm very familiar with after the election, online at the city's website. And then there is the mayor, and he's the 7th member of council. Council is really, I kind of say that they're the parents of the city. They're making the ultimate decisions of what's going to affect the city, all the way from parks to water to electricity to safety. If you think about your daily life and everything that you do, municipalities are in charge of making that safe for you. And that's ultimately the goal for City Council, is to make good, safe decisions for the betterment of the citizens of Rock Hill.
Sure, and the state legislature and the federal government gets so much media coverage and publicity, right, and I think a lot of viewers lose sight of how much work is done that really impacts their day-to-day lives on the local level. So
absolutely.
I'm really glad to have your perspective.
Yeah, I think something like, I don't want to get quoted here, but it was a very small amount of potential voters actually voted in our election. Which is sad because, like I say, the parks that your children are playing in, the water that you're drinking, the bills, the utility bills that you're paying, all of that is kind of managed and controlled by City Council. And so those roles are probably even more important and impact you a little bit more than the president.
Right.
I mean, yeah, so it's very crucial that everybody makes their voices heard and educates themselves on who's running, and finds the right people to basically run your day-to-day living experience.
Yeah, and I think a lot of people probably get drawn into the headlines and the sensationalist media coverage of politics on the federal or state level. It's kind of refreshing to not have that at the local level, and y'all can really just roll your sleeves up and get things done and not have the drama that is often associated with other politics.
Absolutely, and one of the most refreshing things about this council is how welcoming everyone who is existing was to me, and how they've kind of helped me learn this role, because this is a job, and the election is a job interview, and then you start working. And as in all jobs, it takes a minute to kind of get your footings, I guess. They've been so welcoming, and the other thing about City Council is that it is nonpartisan, which is one of the reasons that I was interested in this position. I had no interest in getting involved in red or blue.
Yeah.
I'm really here to represent the citizens of the city, and specifically for Ward 6, and make sure that their lives are thriving.
I love that it's nonpartisan. I wish more elections were based that way, because it doesn't allow the viewers just to red or blue and check a box. They actually have to dig a little deeper and figure out the difference, themselves and the positions you're taking. And so I love that aspect.
Yeah, I would encourage anyone who wants to serve their community to look into nonpartisan races. It's in my opinion, it felt safer.
Yeah.
And that's unfortunate that you need to feel safe to run for office, but it felt safer to me. And also, again, I wasn't interested in towing the party lines. I was just wanting to serve my city.
Yeah. Well, what a great example for your family as well. I'm sure they love seeing Mom get out there and get involved and
Yes.
follow that campaign season.
The funniest thing is that all of my kids brought buttons to school, and so we were, vote vining everywhere, all over Cherry Park Elementary. But I know I'm joking, but it was really a fun experience hearing them ask questions, hearing them getting involved and encouraging me. They were actually probably my biggest supporters, my two kids. So
That's
that was
awesome.
really fun.
That's
Yeah.
special. So walk us through, what does a typical city council meeting look like, and is the general public able to attend those?
Yes, the general public is able to attend all of our city council meetings, and I would encourage you to do so. There is one specifically where we invite community members to come up and speak, and that's so we have 2 meetings a month, and the meeting schedule is on the website. And then we hear about changes that we need to approve publicly, because all of this information should be public and transparent. There are occasional times where we meet privately under the council. We have a lawyer that works for the city that advises us on, different like mergers or acquisitions that we need to make decisions on. But that's really the only time that we meet behind closed doors, and we kind of talk about what we're meeting about, and it's usually real estate related. But yeah, it's sometimes they're 30 minutes and sometimes they're hours. So you kind of have to buckle in, and we do a lot of research on what we're talking about so that we can make really informed decisions.
And are you about 6 months in now or so?
About 6 months
Okay.
in, yeah, feel
Have you
good.
seen a lot of community members attend the meetings and voice those concerns so far?
Yes, we have regulars that attend meetings every time we have a meeting. And then we have folks that come in that are just interested in maybe 1 or 2 subjects. The other thing that I love that the city does is they recognize bright students in our area. So our athletes, last night we awarded 2 scholarships to kids that just graduated. So I think that, highlighting our youngsters that are growing up in this community, hoping that they will come back here once they're educated and ready to work in these jobs that we're creating for them. That's really fun for me.
Yeah, well, that's great. It sounds like a great start to the 4-year term for you.
Oh, it's been excellent. I can't say enough. I've had about 7 jobs throughout my life, and when I did my orientation with the city leaders, the staff members, it was the best first day of a job I've ever had. Our staff is excellent. They make me feel so supported when I don't know the answers, which not all public officials know all the answers.
Sure.
I really lean on them to tell me, what has happened prior and what can happen in the future to make everything more efficient. So can't say enough good things about the city staff.
Well, I can't think of a better time to be in your shoes and the role you're in now, with all the development and all the excitement just surrounding the growth in Rock Hill. And so we're going to take another brief break from the sponsors, and when we return, I want to dig into that a little deeper and hear a little bit more about some of the exciting things you're working on now and kind of what the future has in store.
Sounds great.
All righty. Well, thank you to Sarah Vining for joining us. We'll be right back with more local justice here shortly.
We have not lost the core values of what started this business.
A lot of attorneys spent many decades working extremely hard to build the reputation we have.
It's been really exciting to see the evolution and see the growth.
Our role now is to take this firm to the next level and to become a law firm of the future while still honoring their legacies by doing really high quality legal work and taking great care of clients the same way we have been for the last 46 years.
Coke Zero is now Coke Zero Sugar, with great Coke taste. Some people were excited to hear the news, some were skeptical. So we're not gonna have the star of the show you're watching come out and say, "You'll love it." No special jingle written by this week's hottest pop star. No famous internet celebs who happen to be holding the label just so. Okay, maybe just one little pour shot. The only thing that will make you believe Coke Zero Sugar has great Coke taste is trying it yourself. Ice cold Coke Zero Sugar. Try one today.
When a catastrophe hits, it can be a very stressful time for you. When you have trees on your house, when you have trees on your cars, and you don't know what to do, you call us.
We're not a 1-800 number, we're an 803 number. We've been in business for over 60 years because we take care of our clients. That means taking care of them during claim situations.
We're not 9 to 5, we're 24/7. We're gonna be there when you need us most. Gill Insurance, your local auto owner's agent. Understanding business is how we do business.
We know the type. You like to start early, finish late, make lemon squares, and make payments to the college fund from anywhere in the house. We know you rely on Comporium for the things you rely on most, like a view of the backyard. That's just a bunny, and hundreds of channels to watch, whenever you want. So you may think of us as just your internet company, but we're more like the I didn't know they could do all that company. Comporium, always ready.
Welcome back to Local Justice. I'm attorney Ben Leader with the Elrod Pope Law Firm. Today I'm honored to be joined by Sarah Vining of the Rock Hill City Council. Sarah, thanks again for your time.
Thank you for having me. This has been so fun.
It has. It's been a great conversation, and appreciate your insights on how the City Council works and how viewers can have their voices heard and get more involved if they choose to. Also appreciate your background, and something we didn't touch on is we also have the Clemson connection and the Camp Cherokee connection.
Two of my favorite places on earth.
That's
yes,
right, and I've had a lot of
absolutely.
people on the show that have kind of followed that same journey. Chad Eccles was on recently, and so it's funny how Camp Cherokee, still has such a big presence here.
Well, when you drive into camp, because my kids are going now, there's a sign that says "Future Leaders at Play," and I can't agree with that more.
That's right.
I look around and all the kids that grew up with us are now big time leaders in Rock Hill and contributing back to their community, and it's just it's a place that I hold near and dear to my heart and really helped fundamentally in my development and in my character. So
Absolutely.
So grateful for those memories.
Absolutely, that's spot on. Well, Rock Hill has changed so dramatically over the last decade, really, and it seems like every month there's a new exciting announcement, new development, new growth. What excites you the most about kind of the energy in Rock Hill right now, and what are you most excited about looking ahead?
Well, I think it's the best 4 years to serve this city because we have so many things that have been announced and are about to be announced in terms of economic development. With a background in healthcare, I'm really excited about what is coming to Palmetto Research Park. I think they're going to be great, high-paying jobs on every level, job creation, on every level out there. So I'm really excited about that. One thing that I've been integrally involved in is something called the Storyline. From its inception, the concept is to connect Fountain Park to Winthrop, which is vital, in my opinion, with economic development. And so we are really trying to tell the story of Rock Hill by helping individuals who visit our town and who are from our city kind of experience all the small businesses along the way. So we have exciting things to come with that. A few public art installations that are coming, which I'm really excited about. And again, all of those experiences throughout the Storyline will tell the story and the background of Rock Hill. I've even learned so much about our history, and I think it's important to look at the past to help with the future. And so that's what I'm really excited about right now.
Oh yeah, that's great. And you can see all the pieces coming into place with downtown and kind of the expansion of it, and going across Dave Lyle now, and it feels like everything's bridging together.
Absolutely. No pun intended,
That's right? That's right.
So next year we're hoping to start construction on that bridge that's going to go over Dave Lyle Boulevard. Again, connecting the two sides of downtown, which I'm really excited about. Another thing that as a council we find very important is development over on the south side of Rock Hill.
Absolutely.
So not only on where the 77 is, there's a lot of new businesses, building spaces and investing out there, and then also the South Side Park that's being built is going to be terrific for that side of the city, terrific for those residents and every resident in town. So I'm really pumped about that experience too.
That's great, and I know throughout your campaign you spoke about making sure the city grows together and that we're not leaving any parts behind. And
Absolutely.
I think the South Side is such an important piece of our culture and our city, and it's great to see the revitalization coming there as well.
Absolutely. I can't agree with you more. And there's no better thing that Rock Hill does better than a park.
That's right.
We are, huge into parks and recreation, and that's actually a subset of my degree at Clemson. So I just am so excited about that park going out there. I think it is going to be terrific for Rock Hill.
Absolutely. And Miracle Park has so many exciting things going on
Absolutely.
now, too.
Yes. At the prayer breakfast, the mayor said it well. He said, we are a city that believes that all children should have the opportunity to play. And Miracle Park has done such a phenomenal job allowing opportunities for all people with all abilities be able to recreate. And again, Rock Hill does a park well.
That's right.
Yeah.
That's right. Youth sports, so many good lessons learned there too. And,
Absolutely.
And we foster so much of that here.
Yes, and that is what helps community. We were talking about Camp Cherokee earlier. Like, that is play at its finest.
Yeah.
And you help build these connections that last for a lifetime. And so I think Rock Hill really sees the value in play and in parks and in sports, but is also really seeing a value in arts and arts education. So I'm really excited about the future of the art scene here as well.
That's great. And so I think one of the biggest challenges in your role is really balancing it all out, preserving what's made our community so special and feel so close-knit for so long, but also embracing the growth and the innovation and new opportunities. How do you try to balance those out?
Well, I like a metaphor. And just like in a room that feels cozy and warm, one antique is nice to have in the room, and then a few shiny things is great as well. I'm a big believer in mixing styles of architecture and design, so bringing in my store into that helps. We, again, nodding to the past but looking towards the future is very vital, and also always having always being true to ourselves, and who we really are is a community full of families that just want the best for their children. And Rock Hill has always been founded in that. And so when we go back to our roots and we go back to our values, that's how we maintain the charm and the character of this great city.
Absolutely. Well, thank you so much for joining us and for your service to our community on the City Council, both as a small business owner. And thank you for joining us on another episode of Local Justice. It's been a pleasure to chat with you.
Thank you for having me, Ben. It was so fun.
Well, best of luck to you with the future endeavors with the City Council, and we look forward to maybe hosting you again one day soon to hear about some of the other exciting things that are going on, because I know 30 minutes is not nearly enough time to even touch on a fraction of all the work y'all are doing.
That's right. It's so exciting. We want everybody to be involved. You can reach us on our emails and on our phones. If you have any questions, we're here to help.
And they can find you at the Hickory Post.
That's right. I'm on Main Street every day.
Go check it out.
Yeah.
So thank you to the viewers for tuning in to another episode of Local Justice, and a special thanks to Sarah Vining of the Rock Hill City Council for joining us. We look forward to seeing you next week. Thank you, and stay safe out there. We're a part of the community, and that really is our backbone. These communities have supported our firm for 46 years.
All the attorneys at our firm really care about each one of our clients, and it's because they're from our community.
The team does a great job of reaching out to them and making sure that they feel embraced, they feel cared for.
All the success we've had is because of just a core fundamental belief in treating our clients the way we would want our family treated if we were in similar circumstances.
Brown's Roofing began in 1989 with just a truck, a trailer, and a mission to do things the right way. What started as one man hand-nailing shingles has grown into a trusted name across South Carolina and North Carolina. At Brown's Roofing, we believe in honest work, fair pricing, and a quality that lasts. If we wouldn't allow it on our mother's home, we won't allow it on yours. With Brown's Roofing, you're not just getting a roof, you're getting our word.
We know the type. You like to start early, finish late, make lemon squares, and make payments to the college fund from anywhere in the house. We know you rely on Comporium for the things you rely on most, like a view of the backyard. That's just a bunny, and hundreds of channels to watch, whenever you want. So you may think of us as just your internet company, but we're more like the I didn't know they could do all that company. Comporium, always ready.
Founders Federal Credit Union means banking made for you. The on the go, the pick up and go, and the oh, I want to go. Because at Founders, we give you the financial tools that make every dollar work for you. For the little things to the big things. For your future and your peace of mind. We'll always stay grounded in our roots, but reaching beyond what you'd expect is where we'll always go. Find out what our members already know and enjoy a new way to bank. Relax, you're with Founders.